I first was alerted to that, I was like, I can't believe this is real. Like, when you find out the amount of money that's involved in homelessness, like that they spend $24 billion. Okay, where did that go? And then there's no accountability? Okay, there's no fraud? You're saying there's no fraud? Zero?
Well, I wish there was fraud. I mean, somebody was sort of like, can we expose, like Nick Shirley exposed the daycares not doing anything in Minnesota. I was like, I wish the homeless service providers weren't doing anything. If they were stealing the money, then there'd be a lot less homelessness.
Well, so you think they're actually using the money to create homelessness?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, think about so San Francisco was like between $100,000 and $120,000 a year per homeless person. I think LA at a bargain of something more like $25,000. That's just San Francisco. That doesn't count the $24 billion that California gave. So that money's going to single resident occupancy hotel owners. It's going to nonprofit service providers who are just bringing food and alcohol and drug paraphernalia to make it easier for people to do drugs and overdose and live in tents on the street. It's very expensive to kill that many people that way. That's what San Francisco has proven.
Right, but it's really about the amount of people where that's their industry. There is an industry in taking care of the homeless situation and addressing the homeless situation. And, Collion Noir, when he was on the podcast, he was explaining to me that he went to San Francisco and he was like, why is it so bad up here? Do they need money? He's like, no. This guy who's a lawyer was explaining it to him. He's a lawyer as well. Was explaining it to him like, no. These people are getting money to deal with the homeless situation. And some of them are making $250,000 a year and more, which is just nuts. And then it's not getting better. It's only getting worse. And yet they still keep getting that money. So it's like there's zero incentive to make it better. There's only an incentive to make it worse. And then when you have no accountability, so there's no auditing of the money, $24 billion is a lot of fucking money. So who's getting greased up? Where's that money going?
Mostly it's into the temporary, what they call it permanent. It's a propaganda word. It's a permanent supportive housing. It's neither permanent nor supportive. It's often warehousing addicts where they die. I mean, we know that they die at very high levels in those little crummy, single resident occupancy rooms.
Yeah.
They bought a lot of motels that were, low income, cheap motels, converting them, but they don't really, all that money should have gone into a centralized addiction and psychiatric care system. Cal Psych is what it should have been. And instead it's just basically incentivizing people to live on the streets and use hard drugs and die and overdose.
It's just so crazy. I mean, if you wanted to make it better, you would incentivize them and pay them based on the amount of people that are no longer homeless.
Right. But they don't do that.
But then the problem with that is, well, you're eventually going to fix it all, and then your business is going to go away.
Right. And that's all happening. I think it's all happening unconsciously. Like there's no secret room where they're rubbing their hands and being like, oh, we're going to make a lot of money this way. It's just, when you interview them, it's a very basic view. It's just these people are victims. They're victims of white supremacy and capitalism, and to victims, everything should be given and nothing required.
Well, I think that's a nice narrative, but I think once you start getting monthly paychecks from the homeless industrial complex, I think your incentive is to keep this party going.
Well, sure, but
that's your job.
But they think it's good. I mean, they go, this shows how good we're doing that we got a bigger budget this year, and that's how they rationalize it. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's a sign of a very sick society. Hence the title of your book, San Francisco Sicko, which is a great title. I mean, it's a sick place, and it was one of my favorite cities. It was an amazing city.